What's up, GematrixExposureOperation? This is Isaiah. I hope you guys are doing okay tonight. This decode's going to be interesting. Your soul is mine. You all know this movie very well. But the decode is to understand, do you have control over your soul? Be careful what you allow into your life. It gets very deep and interesting. And this decode is going to be very, very deep, that's for sure. So, I need you guys to buckle up and understand. Do you have control? Now, once we get deeper into this decode, you're going to understand some different correlations. Rap, all over. And this isn't pointed at rappers. This is to help correlate, understand what the decode is. Rap is like poetry. Poetry is like scripture. Just like the Bible has scriptures, there's scripture in poetry, there's scripture in rap. But street scriptures for lost souls are those who are high influence that control the masses through the music. And when we see the symbolism and you hear the lyrics, that's how you correlate that. This decode is going to help you understand that the real monster is the ritual. You either are going to be able to face the ritual itself and take control, or allow it to consume you and take control of you. The entities we are against are very, very powerful. They come from the deepest abyss of Tartarus. I'm talking high hierarchy, 200 watchers, the fallen angels that fell through the firmament. Check out my earth crust decode. I prove the firmament exists, and I show you video proof. Now, when the angels were thrown from heaven in that hierarchy war that happened against the other angels that were good, the war angel is Michael. Michael threw Lucifer out of heaven, and the other angels helped defeat these bad angels that decided to coincide against God, just as Lucifer. Now, when they were thrown from heaven, they broke the firmament into earth, losing such celestial light. And that's why Lucifer is known as the light bearer. He is seen as an angel. He is an angel. But to understand Lucifer much more deeply, you got to understand the people we are against in our life. Some are human and some are not. And when you understand these deities can shapeshift, control and disguise themselves, such as UFOs and aliens, this alienistic agenda that's coming, it's a biblical war. Demons are aliens. Aliens are demons. Understand me. The UFOs are demons of hierarchy. Makes sense. But it gets even deeper when you understand that the ritual that's coming tomorrow is very deep. And there's lots of sacrifices that are coming. But these hierarchy deities want to control us. And they do by shape-shifting into human. demons can do so. These fallen angels. You may see it differently, but I assure you, this is not a magical war that you need to be a part. It's a biblical war that you need to be a part of and know of. Understand what team you are on. Gematria exposes the magic itself, exposes the ritual, exposes the script, shows you the script, shows you the proof, gives you proof in everything. Now, these demonic entities that are coming like to play in reality off fear. Your biggest fears fuel these demons. Ye should not be afraid. I am not afraid of nothing, because I know I have God's divine power inside. I wear God's armor every day, and it's very, very deep to understand. I walk forth into evil, approaching it, knowing I can defeat it with God's faith. It's deep. But these deities will fight themselves because they're after something. They're after something very deep, and it's called the X gene. Shout out to my man Dom Jefferson. Major shout out to Dom Jefferson for showing me this X gene. This X gene is the bloodline of the lost biblical prophets, apostles that followed Jesus, that were in the times of biblical times, real times with Jesus, and before and after. But such bloodlines exist nowadays, and that's what everything coexists up to. The depopulation to find these bloodlines. These entities that we're going to face will become very powerful. You would see sorcery as very cool, but I warn you, it is not. I suggest you walk lightly and tread lightly. Use gematria as a double-edged sword to expose reality as itself. Don't use it as a magical weapon. Shout out to all my friends that do the sport decodes and make their money how they do, because you can win money off using gematria. I don't like representing it that way, and I have made money that way on it, and I can assure you it exposes sports. All sports are scripted. All news is scripted. All media is scripted. All politics is scripted. All religion is scripted. I'm sorry, but you live in a scripted reality. But it's time to wake up, because I'm going to show you the real enemy we're about to face. You'll need to understand that we live in a reality as humans, but as humans we only see each other as human. When you were a child, you had such powerful imagination. Imagination is key intuition into divine energy of God's faith. When you understand God's faith, you understand your imagination is your actual weapon to fight this spiritual warfare, to fight these demonic entities that are coming. You're able to use your imagination to form the presence of God beside you. Understand, God is with you everywhere. Jesus loves you, but Jesus died on the cross for you and me and everyone else. Even the bad guys, they don't understand that. Most bad guys and bad people don't understand that, but it's okay. And most people won't believe or correlate with me or agree, but I assure you, my experiences in my life have shown me well that Jesus is Lord, and Lord Almighty is God. But understand, you'll face people in your life that will be of the same character, but they are not. Demons can disguise themselves. This is Final Fantasy. And the video I showed before that was Final Fantasy as well. That guy was named Cloud. This guy is named Sephiroth. He is the one-winged demonic angel of war. And he has a very long sword and he fights Cloud. But they are deep relations in them. And biblical correlations. But it gets deep. So understand that you have to fight your brothers and sisters sometimes. And when that happens, you really expose who they are. And when you do, you'll know that you're not against the flesh. You're against the dark principalities of the cosmics. The 9 lower heavens are the 9 planets. I showed you this in my Gematria group. Subscribe if you want to be a part. But it gets more deeper than that. These demonic entities are coming through portals. These portals are all around the world that fuel into the earth. Because the earth is hell. Go check out my Earth's crust video. It shows you that earth is actually the crust hold of hell. The top layer, the very top layer. To understand that is to let go of your perceptions and step outside the box of reality. Crush the box and throw it away. Now, hell is real, so is heaven. Heaven correlates in the waters in the sky, and I show it in the video. These demonic entities are fueling through these portals, and CERN plays a part of this majorly because they have over 600 facilities around the world seen as portals, allowing these demonic entities to come into our realm through hell. Are you ready for this warfare that's coming? They're after the bloodlines, and I assure you, you better be ready. But to understand it deeper is to understand the game Doom. Doom, he is a hunter, and he hunts demons. That's his job, and that's my job. And if you want to be that job too, you accept that job by doing Gematria every day and exposing the rituals of the IHS. And the IHS is really Isis, Horus, and Set, the 3 deities of the Egyptian Black Era that still exist in our time. Now, we're going to fight our deity today. And I'm going to show you that you can take on this deity all by yourself with Gematria. And with Gematria, you'll expose the real enemies and the real monsters in our reality. And when you understand that, you understand that you're ready to see different demonic entities of different sources. And they come of all layers. That's why we have the chaos theory. They have to create chaos. But you'll face someone in your life that will be very hard to defeat. Darth Maul was a very cool character in Star Wars. He also represents someone very deep, an undefeatable warrior. But the Sith Lord is deeper than that. You gotta be ready to take on all enemies of all sizes and all techniques and capabilities. And I assure you, once you understand the ritual I'll show you tomorrow, and today is July 4th, tomorrow is July 5th, which is known as X Day. X Day is celebrated every July 5th since 1998. Understand the ritual is a continuous spell. So it being a continuous spell, it's going to continue every year. There's no running, there's no escaping. What we do is what we expose, and we stay aware. We use gematria as a double-edged sword to expose the truth. Said facts are lies. Expose everything with gematria. Go through the gematrix to understand the truth. But to understand what we're going to show you today, I need to show you where it starts. I don't know if you know this, but there's a place called the Dome of the Rock in Israel, Jerusalem. The Dome of the Rock is a temple. A big, big temple. And it would be also known as the same prophetical temple that's in biblical prophecies as the one that's going to fall and be heard around the world. The Dome of the Rock, right? Well, interestingly enough, the Dome of the Rock has an interesting thing inside called the foundation stone. Interesting, right? Big, big stone. Huge stone. Huge stone. And you can see right here in this picture, it's inside the temple, right? But you see in the picture, it goes below. You see there's a cave underneath it. Check this out. Let me go back. It's called the Well of Souls, actually. The Well of Souls, also known in Christianity and Judaism by the time of the Crusades as the Holy of Holies, is a partly natural, partly man-made cave located inside the noble rock underneath the Dome of the Rock shrine in Jerusalem. Now, you can see it's pretty much ritualistically sacrificial in there, but this place is deep. And I'll show you why, because we're going to jump right into the decode. I suggest you look into that. But also understand we're going to pull out the notepad so we can write these numbers down. Shout out to Dom again. Shout out to Dom for showing me the X gene. The X gene, right? The 312 is the Chicago area code, and it's deep. Before we get into the decode, I'll need to show you this. It's a big area too. Yeah, that decent sized area right there. Very interestingly. They're an hour behind us right now, behind me right now. But that's the 312 area code, and it contains 40 postal areas. Interesting, but still, remember that spot because it plays correlation into this. So what we're going to do is pull back out our memo pad, write these numbers, don't forget. What what we're going to start off with is Dome of the Rock. Bingo. 213, which is 312, right? So write these down. Don't forget. Right? That's that same area code as Chicago. Check this out. Dome of the Rock equals 312. That's that foundation stone in there. Showed you. I'm exposing the 312 number on the top of the surface. We're not doing any digging, and I'm not doing any breaking down to dig into the Gematrix to show you the deeper paradox of the new matrix formulas of the mathematics. Check this out. You see the 213 right on the top of the surface, which is the 312. Now, understand. Oh, come on now. That's not what I was trying to do. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see if I can open my thing back up here. Not trying to get any interruptions. So I try to tell people, don't hit me up. Sorry about that. But now, ritual stone is exactly what that foundation stone is, because they're praying to the stone. It's a sacrificial place. So, ritual stone of death. Right? Not rituals, but ritual. 213. Ritual stone of death equals 312. You see it right there. Interesting, right? But let's keep going. Chicago is an interesting place, but because a lot of rappers come from there, but a lot of real rappers come from there. And I'm not saying you got to be real to come from there, but there's a lot of good talent that comes from there. Shout out to the good talent that's there. But a lot of influential rappers, like I was saying earlier, don't know that they are inside the script. So, exposing the script with gematria, you see the rituals. Now, it is easy to see Chicago as a parallel dimension, but it's not a dimension itself. It's more like a throne, right? Because you gotta climb to the top of the charts, right? Makes sense, right? But what you're gonna put in the script is Chicago parallel throne. Look at that. 213. So, write it down. Chicago parallel throne equals 312. But we're going to keep digging to understand. Now I showed you on my Facebook, if you're a part of my Facebook, you've seen the X-Day ritual that's coming tomorrow, which started on July 5th. 1998. It's celebrated every year since 1998 on July 5th, which is X Day. Now, to understand X Day is to understand the sacrifices. X Day ritual. See that? 3, 2, 1, and 1, 3, 2. Literally twice. So write it down. Three, 1, 2. Twice. Literally. Now, you see my script, what I'm doing here? Dome of the Rock, the Ritual of Death, the Chicago Parallel Throne. It's a parallel right? Sacrifices X ritual day is 312 twice. So it's got to happen at the Dome of the Rock, and it's in Chicago. Get it? Twice. Ah, yeah, it's interesting, huh? But it's also interesting to see that the word shooting, see how you don't see it on the top? It's because you got to dig. Shooting equals 312. See that, right? 213 is 312. In gematria, you can see it as a mirror, but you can't flip numbers. A 66 isn't a 99. This 95 is not a 65, but it is a 59. Understand that correctly and hear it correctly here. Don't be misled. 6 and 9 doesn't flip. You can flip 5 and 9, 59 to 95, not 65 to 56. Sorry. I don't know where you're learning that from, but I've seen that going around lately, but I'm sorry you learned that right. But understand shooting is 312 as well, so there might be some shootings as well. Now, this is where it gets deep. July 5th. Ritual. And you don't see it on the top. It's because you gotta dig for it. Interesting. I might have misworded that. Yep, I did. It's because it's going to happen. So you have to put the July 5th ritual, and it's actually right on the top. Bingo. 2, 3, 1, which is 312. The July 5th, because we're talking about it and exposing it. Ritual. Get it? The, not just July 5th, but the July 5th. So the July 5th equals 312. But keep digging. Keep digging. It would understand to be the phrase, the rise of evil and death, X rituals. That's tomorrow. Hello, ding ding ding. I'm showing you. Tomorrow. So the rise of evil and death X rituals equal 312. Pay attention to my script. Understand it equaling twice here is because it happens at the Dome of the Rock, and it's going to happen through the parallel dimension, but it's more like a throne dimension in Chicago. It gets deeper than that though. So keep digging. I told you. What are they after? That bloodline, right? So the bloodline, right? X gene evolution, right? Look at that. That's wild, ain't it? That phrase, the bloodline X gene evolution, is what they're after. Equals 312. Write that down. The bloodline X gene evolution equals 312. Right? Right. Look at my script. Dome of the Rock, 312. Ritual Stone of Death, 312. Chicago Parallel Throne, 312. Sacrifices X-Day Ritual, 312 times 2. It equaling it times 2 is because the Dome of the Rock and the Chicago Parallel Dimension is acted as a throne. Shooting equals 312. July 5th Ritual, 312. The Rise of Evil and Death X Ritual, plural. Rituals, many of them, 312. The Bloodline X Gene Evolution is what they're after, is the 312. Now, it gets more deeper than that once you understand that I stated this earlier. The X gene, or X day, July 5th, 1998. Sorry, got a guy in there. Now, if you see here, X Day fell on July 5th, 1998. The scheduled end of the world has been celebrated on July 5th every year since. Very important to understand July 5th every year since then. Because when you pull out an actual fucking calculator, just a regular calculator, and do some math, simple math, you understand 1 times 9 times 9 times 8 equals 648. But since you know gematria now, you know that 648 is 846. Do you know what 846 is? Well, let me show you. $8.46. Check this out. If you didn't know what 846 was, I'll show you what the ritual of 846 is. 1998, I showed you, has the connection. The X day started on 1998, July 5th. But that 1998 equals 846, the same time that the first plane hit the tower. You need to read this closely. Literally reading all this, right? I'm showing you proof for the 846. The 846. Literally. Because we see time as the 4 digits as an hour and the minutes, right? They never post the seconds, that millisecond. They'll never post that .40. But check it out. 846 correlates with the date of 1998, which is 648, which is the 846 time, 8 a.m., 8:46 a.m. But also understand that 8:46 was the same time that Derrick Chauvin was on George Floyd's neck, unfortunately. But to continue the ritual they was in, I'll show you more and expose it, because Derrick Chauvin went through a door on the end trial, his ending trial, to start his lockup. Now, if you're paying attention, you have good eyes, you'll see this very closely. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention.
From the permanent records of the 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin, District Court, 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota Plaintiff, versus Derrick Michael Chauvin, defendant. Juror foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, your true and correct verdicts. Please respond yes or no. Juror number 2, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 9.
Yes.
Juror number 79, are these your verdicts? So say you one, so say you all.
Yes.
Members of the jury, I find that the verdicts as read reflect the will of the jury and will be filed accordingly. I have to thank you on behalf of the people of the state of Minnesota for not only jury service, but heavy-duty jury service. What I'm going to ask you to do now is to follow the deputy back into your usual room, and I will join you in a few minutes to answer questions and to advise
Pay
you further.
attention.
So, all rise for the jury.
It's all a stage act, show. Remember that.
With the guilty verdicts returned, we're going to have
Gematria exposes this, and I'm showing you.
You may file a written argument as to Blakely factors within 1 week. The court will issue findings on the Blakely factors, the factual findings, 1 week after that. We'll order a PSI immediately returnable in 4 weeks. And we will also have a briefing on, after you get the PSI, 6 weeks from now, and then 8 weeks from now, we will have sentencing. We'll get you the exact dates in a scheduling order. Is there a motion on behalf of the state?
Move to have the court revoke the defendant's bail and remand him into custody pending sentencing.
Bail is revoked, bond is discharged, and the defendant is remanded to the custody of the Hennepin County Sheriff. Anything further?
All right.
Watch closely. It's a show, remember that. Watch closely. You see the door numbers? The door numbers on the doors?
We're adjourned.
He went through door 1836. $1836, guys. That's a 1836. Let me see if I can get in here. Better view. Right there. 1836. Clear as day. See that, right? Mockery in your face. 1836. 3 plus 1 is 4. What is the coincidence of him walking through the same door as 846? The same time he was on George Floyd's neck. The same time the first tower was hit. The same door he walked through. And the same time the article, check this out. CNBC posted the article 4:07 and then updated it. Look, just for mockery, I'm showing you. They updated it right here. PM. Updated Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. 6:16 p.m. 6 times that 1 becomes 6. That 1 becomes 6. That's 666, right? Coincidence? But if you look, the 666 is the ritual of the news article. 4 minus 1. Sorry about that. 7 plus 1 is 8. 4. 846 right there. What's the coincidence seeing 846 right there? In simplified math, in the time, right there. 7 plus the 1 is 8. So 846. 6. The same door number he walked through. 846. 3 plus 1 is 6. Right? And I showed you 846 is the 1998. See, 648 is 846. 648 is 846, like a mirror, right? But I showed you July 5th, X day, is the ritual. All the correlations of this ritual happen tomorrow. They're after this X gene, bloodline gene. So understand that. Oh, sorry about that. We'll get rid of that. Go back to here. Turn this down a little bit. Understand that the ritual starts tomorrow, and it's going to be all day. And understand my script. And understand that the 1998 equals the 846, which is the Derrick chavin I showed you, and the same time the first tower was hit. The ritual doesn't stop. Shout out to Dom for showing me that again. Once again, pay attention to your friends and their decodes. Shout out to the ones that don't want to pay attention. Much love, guys. Much love.